One newscast. My name is Chuck Muller, and today's top story that is on everybody's mind is the H1N1 virus, more commonly known as the swine flu. A recent study found that over 60% of businesses in the United States will be drastically affected by the H1N1 virus due to employee absenteeism. We would like to remind you that Indiana811's web ticket entry makes locate requests faster and easier than a phone call, especially during the flu season when being short-staffed could become an issue. The web ticket entry program allows users to access and execute the ticket entry system via the internet from any location 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. To get started with the program, new web ticket entry users must sign an agreement and be trained on the use of the program by the Indiana811 web ticket entry trainer. Once you've been trained, you will have access to ticket entry at any time. The program requires 2 full working days notice and is not available for emergency locate requests. To find out more about the web ticket entry program, visit www.indiana811.org and click on the link called Education. Indiana recently announced new law changes regarding safe digging and excavation practices. These changes include the removal of the hand digging exemption on most projects. Another change is the requirement to white line your project if a clear and defined area cannot be paid to the Indiana811 agent taking your call. Other changes to the law encompass monetary penalties for non-compliance. For more information regarding this very important subject, please visit our website at www.indiana811.org. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Mike Perlack from Indiana Underground to discuss his perspective on the future of call before you dig and locating. This is an excerpt from our recent conversation. Good afternoon. Today we are visiting with our good friend Mike Perlack. Mike is the president of Planet Underground, which is home to Underground Focus Magazine and Staking University. Mike, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Chuck.
Mike, can you tell us a little bit about the Underground Focus?
Sure. It's a magazine that for about 23 years now has been a family-owned business. My wife and I have owned it for 8 years. It was started in tail end of 1986, and Underground Focus has always had as its core the damage prevention industry, highlighting the news of accidents, the news of the industry, and also it has always communicated the future of the industry or the vision of the industry. So whether you're an excavator or facility owner or one call center, we try to cover all the bases of damage prevention.
I've been a long time reader. You've seen the end result of individuals digging carelessly. What are some of the events that really stick out in your mind as you look over your career? Well,
the single most just devastating event that I'm familiar with. We had on our cover probably in May, June of 2003, and that was an incident in Toronto where 7 people died, and it was surely an event that could have been diffused, but so many things went wrong, and they went wrong in unison, and 7 people lost their lives. So that's the one event that I'll remember the most.
So folks, the message here is that the life you save may be your own, so you always want to make sure that you know what's below and call before you dig. Mike, I noticed that you brought a copy of the Underground Focus magazine. Could you elaborate on some of the features?
Sure. This issue here is the first time that we've taken our magazine and dedicated all the pages of this magazine to training. And the topic is how pipe and cable locating instruments work. And these, of course, are the instruments the technicians use to mark the location of underground pipes and cables. And our other business, Staking University, is dedicated to training people on how these instruments work. You have to train your folks on a lot of things, and we have the luxury of focusing on one, and that's how the instrument works. And our goal is to give people a command of the locating instrument so they can provide the best information for excavators out there. So we started both businesses about 8 years ago, and slowly but surely they're kind of being put together, and this issue of Underground Focus kind of physically shows how we're co-joining the businesses.
I'd look forward to reading it. You've been a tireless advocate for digging safely, and your company has always been on the cutting edge of technology. Would you mind sharing your vision for the damage prevention industry as a whole and what the future may bring to our organizations?
Well, sure, Chuck. Certainly not mine alone, but I would certainly put that up at the top that we've got to get out of the temporary information business and into the permanent information business. The pipes and cables don't move, but being able to have a complete inventory of the ground, that's got to be the future, because if we have good information about location, technology in the future will be able to take that information and give us products that we don't have today for the protection of underground pipes and cables.
Mike, I personally want to thank you and your staff for all the efforts that you've gone through to educate us about the dangers of digging carelessly. Our viewing audience will want to find out more about your organization's efforts. What are some of the methods our audience can reach you or your team?
Well, I think the one I'd like to promote is www.underspace.com, because you can get to Underground Focus and staking you at that site. That's UNDERSPACE.com.
Thank you. And you could also visit our website at www.indiana811.org to see what we offer as well. Thank you once again, Mike, for your dedication to damage prevention. We have recently added new communication tools to our member toolkit located on our website. These include newsletter articles, downloadable artwork, and a template of an incident letter you can send to involved parties when damage caused by excavation occurs to your underground facilities. The toolkit can be accessed from the marketing page link on the homepage of our website at www.indiana811.org. On a lighter note, on October 5th, 1981, Indiana811's mascot, Holy Moly, was born. We recently celebrated his 28th birthday, and we now leave you with scenes from his party. Thank you for watching our first newscast, and as always, please dig safely.